say.
There
Both
we go.
pairs of them.
There we go.
So as a note, it is Straevaras versus the Dude at the top of the screen. So that is a 1-1v1 match versus the second match at the bottom of the screen, Captain Duck versus Skrooger. We do know that Straevaras and the Dude have extremely close PBs, as we mentioned earlier. Pong said that they are separated by 17 seconds in their PB. So it should be a pretty thrilling race, and we know Captain Duck is going to throw us some curveballs here too by going a different route, so we'll see if that pays off.
It's not like 100% is a free category. There's a lot of things that you can screw over massively. You can die at certain spots, you can softlock at certain spots, so basically everything can happen here.
Yeah, 100% is a very fascinating category for a few different reasons. Like, the early game is all about health and ammo management. And obviously, you know, you want to execute tricks as best you can, but you also want to stay alive, especially in a race setting. So it's important to manage your health. Like, up until you basically get to the Gauntlet E-Tank, health management is a huge issue. After that point, then things kind of switch over to being a more mechanically driven game, because you're getting new items like Speed Booster, you're getting Spring Ball, you're getting Space Jump, and utilizing all of those new abilities that you get during the game is kind of the key to
Yeah,
success.
and especially combinating all those items that Alka just mentioned makes up for a lot of cool strats. Like recently, Behemoth just was able to pull off a trick that's called the Reverse Slinky, and he was actually just able to be the second person ever who was able to pull that off, because it's so hard. And just seeing all those crazy tricks is like amazing, and still seeing people coming up with new tricks, and it's gonna be a fun race watching what tricks the runners are gonna go for and what different tricks the gunners are gonna go for.
Yeah, it's really awesome to see these runners showcase all sorts of different tech in the game. So to start off here, you know, we're just kind of doing the standard fare. We're heading down after Ceres Station to go get Morph, missiles, and we're going to run up and get bombs. Grab our early super missiles.
Yeah, till that point, really not any big difference from, or not a single difference from any percent, I should say. Also, since all runners have splits on their screens that you cannot see, we're gonna update Wii U with the split times in comparison to their PBs. So if any runners on PB pace, so we're gonna inform you about that so that you know.
And it looks like Straevaras, the Dude, and Skrooger are very, very in sync here. Captain Duck falling closely behind.
Yeah, this early game is really optimized by those runners. We're gonna see how they're gonna do on reversed Old Mother Brain Room and the climb. The very first really technical part of the run. All three runners so far deciding to climb up the right side of the room with wall jumping. Really solid and really fast throughout here.
Yeah, these guys are not pulling any punches. They want to go fast. They are zooming up that climb.
None of them want to win, want to lose that race. They all want to go forward in this tournament. So now we have our first mini-boss, which, if you know the execution well, should not give you too much of a problem. He can sometimes troll you if you have below full health and some bad RNG, but so far everyone looks fine, and I assume they should be fine on Bomb Teresa here.
And as we mentioned, Captain Duck kind of deviating from everyone else. He's jumping up on these platforms, making his way up pretty quickly.
Yep.
Killing these pirates along the way, pretty good. And Straevaras.
Oh, getting some nice missile drops there in the last
nice
round.
Missile drops on Bomb Teresa there, cleaning him up.
Yeah, skrooger also having a really good fight. The same goes for the dude.
And of course, skrooger following suit, and now Captain Duck is at Bomb Teresa.
We're gonna see how he does on Bomb Teresa. By the way, Captain Duck, I think he just got today a sub 140. So, he definitely improved over the course of this tournament.
That's awesome. It's kind of a testament to kind of the organization of this tournament.
Yeah.
Like, this has been
Definitely.
a really great way to showcase the 100% category through this kind of pool play. Really do enjoy it.
So now we have Straevaras first entering Green Brinstar, where we're gonna really start 100% separating from any percent with this room here. We're gonna see some different strats.
Yeah, you want to make sure you collect all of these missiles in Brinstar. There are actually 12 different missile packs in Brinstar, and a bunch of them are concentrated here at the Brinstar Reserve room and the room before Brinstar Reserve, so at this early Supers room. So you gotta make sure you get all these things.
Also, all the 3 first runners getting the damage boost of that waiver from the first super, so that's gonna save him a lot of time.
Beautifully played.
Also noticing that Captain Duck does not go for Alcatraz's game. So you can see Captain Duck really knowing what he can do and what he cannot do, and he's just playing it safe, knows what he can do, knows what he can do fast, and I think that way of solid gameplay, he will do really fine in terms of consistency, and that's gonna save him some time over maybe a runner who's gonna go for more risky strats, which are maybe less consistent. Also, Straevaras getting the reverse mock ball, just like the dude and skrooger, so reverse mock balls for all 3 of them. That's great. That's a really hard mock ball to pull off, so great that all of the 3 runners got it so far.
Amazing showcase of skill there. And I think that's a good point that Ponk brings up. Like, do what you're comfortable with. If you're interested in running this category or running the game in general, just do what you're comfortable with and give it a shot. It doesn't matter if you're executing like the craziest strats ever. You know, just enjoy the game and play it the way you can. So we're gonna go grab Charge Beam now, and these players are likely gonna skip these missiles here. We're gonna be coming back to Brinstar, so we'll pick them up later.
Unfortunately, nobody doing the effectively fastest strat and skipping Charge Beam, which saves a few seconds, but only if you have really good execution and some good RNG there on drops, but that's not really RTA viable.
I think especially in a race situation, it's nice to have the comfort of Charge Beam.
You don't really want to do that.
But I like where you're going with this.
So now, the first 3 runners basically already done with Green Brinstar, and now entering Red Tower. Going to Crate. I think here, at this part, we're gonna see the first big separation of Captain Duck's route versus most other routes. So, be ready for this. This is gonna be interesting. Without spoiling too much. Meanwhile, all runners getting the best weapon in the game, the Spacer.
It really packs a punch in the early game, though, that's for sure. It'll help you deal a lot of damage in a lot of different places, especially in Norfair. against the majority of the enemies there.
I mean, there's a reason that one of the team names actually is Team, or one of the group names, I should say, is Team Spacer. We have a lot of groups named after certain items. So here you can see Captain Duck actually going for the Spore Spawn supers early, which is a really interesting thing, because that's usually not something you do in any round, but he's doing it. Just, I mean, there's no point not doing it at this point, especially just the fact that you don't have speed boost at this point, and not having power bombs makes it also a little bit slower. But the extra supers definitely help if you're not very comfortable with the crate kill. If you have a really slow crate fight, this can actually speed up the fight a lot.
It's really interesting. And we see Straevaras, the dude, and skrooger all synced up. They got the triple super crate entrance there, all of them. So they're pulling off all these amazing tricks in sync right now. Let's see if they get this crate quick kill.
Straevaras getting the missile crate quick kill.
Beautiful.
The dude does as well. And skrooger, can he pull off the same? Misses the missile shot, going for a charge beam, but only has two. One missile short.
Oh,
that's unfortunate.
Rough.
Still a very fast opening, and if Crate opens his mouth really quickly, which he does, this is not too slow, but definitely loses a few seconds here, which is a chance for Captain Duck again to win some missiles, for some seconds, sorry. But he is actually going for the green missiles now, which you also don't do at this point usually, but again, giving you a really big comfort zone for the boss coming up, and it's also for lower warfare coming up, so that you don't really have to rely on drop RNG that much if you have more ammo at this point.
So everybody's grabbing the Kraid E-Tank here, and while Captain Duck is about to make his way, I assume, down Red Tower. I haven't actually seen his route, so I'm excited to see where he goes. I really like this early Spore Spawn supers strategy. May have to adopt that myself.
So we're going to see that coming up in just a second after he's going to collect Spacer. In the meanwhile, Straevaras and the dude collecting the upper warfare energy tank behind Business Center. Getting high jump boots, an incredible item if you want to move around really quickly and to skip the most part of behind Bubble Mountain, which will save a significant amount of time.
High jump boots are ridiculous for movement. They are so amazing.
Yep.
And if you were paying any attention to the double anti-bingo races that, you know, in the tournament prior, you could see the impact of not having high jump very regularly.
It makes your movement really unused because you're mostly used to getting it. So now we can see Captain Duck actually going down upper and offer, which is a really interesting idea.
And maybe there is high jump in his future.
Yep, it sure is. So far, Straevaras and the dude really in sync here, getting the Cathedral missile. skrooger a little bit behind, just back in Business Center again, and now also going for the Cathedral missiles.
Yeah, I really think it was just the Kraid quick kill that set him back a little bit, but he's, you know, just a screen away, really.
Yep. Also, just want to mention the dude at Varia currently 12 seconds ahead of his PB. So this may really well be a PB run for him, even though there is still a lot of things that can happen.
Yeah, if he keeps up this pace, he can definitely PB, and a PB of that magnitude would be on par with Straevaras' PB. So we could see him actually, unless Straevaras PBs, we could see him take this race.
Actually, the dude now about 7 seconds ahead of the dude, if not more. Got a lot of time there in Bubble Mountain, which Straevaras had a little bit of struggle with. So now Captain Duck, after getting the energy tank, the missile, and the high jump boots out of the room left to Business Center, he's just gonna go back and fight Kraid and get Red Suit.
That high jump will help him get in through this entrance pretty easily.
Definitely. If you're not comfortable doing the wall jump on the left wall in Kraid's room, especially mid-fight, and you're not comfortable with critical, that's something you can definitely do. I think it's even the intended way, if I'm not mistaken.
It is indeed.
And also Captain Duck about, let me see if I can see that, I think it's 8 seconds out of his PB. So yeah,
Making
so
some
far
good
some
progress.
really good runs for a few of those runners. So Straevaras and the Dude getting Wave Beam. A weapon that sets up for some really cool tricks here in 100% that you will not see in a lot of other categories. But we'll talk about that as soon as we get there.
Yeah, once these guys get power bombs, they'll be able to use some combo beam attacks. It'll get pretty devastating. Core Fantoon.
Yep. Oh, Captain Duck making pretty short work out of Kraid, getting their 3 supers in one cycle and finishing him off, getting various suit. Really well done by him.
Very nice.
And he's actually 25 seconds out of his PB now. That was a gold split for him, so that's a pretty good one for Captain Duck so far.
And so we do see a deviation in the route from Straevaras versus the Dude. Straevaras is now heading to Crocomire, and the Dude has skipped over Crocomire and is electing to go pick up Ice Beam so that he can do a clip at Spring Ball in order to collect that item. So Straevaras going with kind of the traditional, more safe strategy here. The Dude has potential to save a lot of time if he manages to pull off that trick later in the game.
Straevaras having a great Crocomire fight so far, getting an opening with 2 missiles and 1 super, getting so far really good Crocomire RNG, getting a few really fast charge shots in. So that was a pretty quick fight for him. So what you're gonna see now is Straevaras shooting up right there, just into the middle of the room. Which basically opens a door on the other side of the room, which allows him to do a really cool Shine Spark strat, which is going to save him quite a few seconds here if he's able to pull off the Shine Spark in the right angle. Also, Skrooger just finishing off Crocomire, not
yeah,
bad
he's
of a
hot
fight
on
either.
Stray's tail right here.
Definitely. Also, Straevaras just showing off that you can actually wall jump in the air there, just because of the camera locking onto that place.
And now Captain Duck is heading down to Norfair to join.
The Dude actually getting the Alpha Spark.
And Straevaras getting the spark over to get these initial power bombs at Croc.
Very well done. Also, Captain Duck getting early Ice Beam here. Really interesting. Now let's see if Skrooger gets the Shine Spark, and he does. Getting really fast first power bombs.
So it's really anyone's game at this point, since these players are going such vastly different routes from each other. You can see, you know, Straevaras and Skrooger are going fairly similar routes, so you can kind of compare them. But all the other players are going completely different routes, so...
Definitely. Straevaras getting a really hard grapple beam strat here to get the missiles. Skrooger apparently also going for it. Both getting the speed ball into the grapple beam room. Really well done.
And the Dude has picked up his first power bomb. He's gonna grab the beta power bomb pack here in the side hopper room, getting a nice speed booster strat to clear those side hoppers.
Yeah, that's a really fast strat, really efficient strat, because You are quite a lot faster than having to wait for the powerbomb shot to connect twice to all the side hoppers. You can also have a better time getting those drops there. So now Captain Duck getting close to the cathedral missiles, which he has a lot easier time with since he has Ice Beam and can deal a lot more damage to all the enemies here.
Definitely. And now we see the dude coming up on Ocean Fly, so let's see if he can get this one.
That's a really cool strat if you get it. Really hard to pull off, really precise. Actually, dude not going for full Ocean Fly, which will save him quite a significant amount of energy. Which is also something you want to consider, especially going into the wrecked ship.
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, health management is extremely important right now. So every Shine Spark you execute is going to hurt you, and you can see the dude at only 88 energy. He has some in reserves, so he's gonna have to be really, really careful in this upcoming Phantoon fight.
Yeah, not only that, but he will also heavily have to rely on the drops he's getting from Phantoon, because if he does not get a lot of health drops and he has somewhat of a bad fight, the rest of the wrecked ship may actually be a lot slower for him and a lot more riskier, because this is the part where dying is actually most likely the section after Phantoon, where you have a wonderful room coming up that's called the Spiky Room of Death, and that really deserves his name.
Exactly. Straevaras with a very nice Alpha Spark.
Yes, let's see.
Unfortunately falling here in Red Tower, losing a little bit of time.
Yeah, you don't usually want to miss that wall jump there. Let's see, skrooger. That's going for the Alpha Spark.
Here's Phantoon.
And gets it. Okay, let's look at the dude. Getting a fast pattern, going for the Doppler strat. Let's see if we can get a good Doppler. Actually, a really nice first round here from the dude with the fast pattern from Phantoon.
Very, very nice. But he has to watch his health. He's at 53 health and change in reserves.
Predicting slow, we will. Maybe a few more shots in here.
Gets another fast.
Really
So
nice
this could be
RNG
it.
here for the dude.
Unfortunately, not enough to take down Phantoon in that phase, so he is going to have to go for one more phase here.
Yeah, but the good thing is he did not shoot the super, which could have theoretically enraged Phantoon, which would have caused him to stay in enraged form where you cannot really hurt him at all. So that wastes quite a ton of time there. But he gets a nice fall round in, gets really good RNG here from Phantoon, so this was a pretty clean fight for him. Meanwhile, Straevaras getting better power bombs.
And Skrooger just picked up the alpha ones, and Captain Duck making his way to Speed Booster, or out of Speed Booster, excuse me.
Skrooger and Straevaras still being really close here. Right now, the dude, I can't really say how far he's at since the routes are deviating, but he is quite a bit ahead of Straevaras. But how far he's actually ahead, we'll only see in the very last part of the run, which is also great, seeing all those different kind of routes, because you're actually going to see the difference only at the very end, which makes it a lot more thrilling.
Right, we'll have to see how he does at Spring Ball. If he can get that ice clip later on, then his route will have paid off. Otherwise, it's kind of a wash.
The dude, by the way, still being 0.5 seconds ahead of his PB after Phantoon. So now for the dude upcoming, we have the Spiky Room of Death, and you're going to see how he does there. It's a really hard room, really precise movement, and you don't really want to screw up here, because screwing up here usually means death, but he gets an excellent damage boost off there, and almost with no damage getting through it. Really well done here by the dude.
Very nice. Picking up this E-Tank in the wreck ship can also be a little bit tricky. We'll see how he handles it. Generally, most players will either bomb jump across, or they will turn off high jump. It looks like he gets a really nice bomb jump across.
Yeah, first try. no problem, actually being 7 seconds ahead of his PB now. But this is the part where energy management gets most important. You want to keep as much energy as possible till the gauntlet, so that you can get a really cool and really effective Shine Spark pulling off there. We'll see how he does that. First of all, he has to do the reverse spiky room of death, which is also pretty hard.
But now we see Straevaras entering Fantoon, skrooger about to enter as well.
Also
Captain
going
Duck
for a
exiting
Doppler strat.
Or heading towards Croc. Okay.
Quite a few missiles in. Yes, Captain Duck also doing Quagmire early, which is a wise decision considering that you have to do Ice Split.
Straevaras enraging Fantoon here.
Oh no.
Causing a little bit of time loss.
This may
Makes it
actually
far
give
up a little bit.
Skrooger the option to pull ahead here. Getting even fast, going for the X-Factor setup, getting all 4 particles in really well for executed first round here by Skrooger.
It looks like Fantoon is down.
Yep,
for
getting a fast
Straevaras.
pattern here for Straevaras. Let's see, can Skrooger gets the second? That misses it.
Must have missed one particle there.
But getting a mid pattern, finishing him off with no problem. Seems like
One missile away. It's
pretty
always
good
one
health at
missile
this
away.
point. Yeah.
Captain Duck knocking out Crocomire. He'll be rewarded with his E-Tank, and he'll go grab his first power bombs, make his way towards Grapple.
Skrooger here with a really nice health count at this point. Should be well set up for Spiky Room of Death. Let's see.
Straevaras as well. He has a lot of health.
Yeah,
Going
that's
in his
actually
Spiky Room of
way
Death.
more
Yeah.
health than you usually should expect in a 100% run at this point. Also, his ammo count, in total, that's just ridiculous. The amount of ammo and health he has is that's something you don't see every day in a 100% run.
He did farm a little bit off of Fantoon's enrage phase, so I think he got
That's true.
some benefit there as well.
So the dude coming up now on bowling area. Let's see if he gets the spark plus. He has the energy to do it. Gets the shine spark.
Very nice
gets
spark.
all the way across. Lands inside the statue's hands, no problem. So for Straevaras, now Spiky Room of Death. Also getting a nice damage boost there, not getting hit too much. Very well done by Straevaras here. Let's see how Skrooger handles this. Going for a no damage boost strat here, but not getting hit at all. Really well executed him by here. So far, no problems whatsoever with Spiky Room of Death. And Skrooger still really close behind Straevaras, just entering the E-Tank room. Little high five here on the middle of the platforms.
That's right. Both using grapple to great effect to get across and grab that energy tank.
Speaking about grapple, Captain Duck just about to get that.
And the dude grabbing the wreck ship reserve tank has to be a bit careful with his health. His health is quite low for getting that gauntlet spark. We may see him refill at the ship if he can't find energy some other way, or if his reserves are too low.
With some good health management, he should be fine. But we'll see. It's definitely not bad of a strat to go for an extra refill at the ship. But especially in such close range, this is not necessarily something you want to do.
His ammo count would benefit a little bit from that, but you don't desperately need any of that ammo immediately, because you're going to grab a lot of that ammo in Brinstar.
Skrooger now cleaning up the attic. While Straevaras going for some really nice lightweight through work robots here. Getting those missiles in no time. This is actually really hard to do a really fast way. And robots can really screw you over. It's the point that Straevaras does it really well here. Let's see how Skrooger does it. the thought of
Like
looking through the work robot there.
I like the thematics of how your voice turned into a robot there a little bit. While you were talking about the worker robots. So shout outs to that.
Dude, going for the safety refill. Yeah, but actually same for you. Nice robotic voice. And now we have some robots in the chat, nice. That's what I want to see, chat. Hello?
So it looks like the dude is setting up this gauntlet spark. Let's see it. This looks good.
Yep. It's the around shot and gets the gauntlet swarm.
And now, interesting, Straevaras has opted to do an interesting strategy here in the bowling room. He actually laid a power bomb on the spikes, and he did a couple of shots that might get these worker robots under bowling out of the way. So he may have sped up himself a little bit by kind of clearing that room early for himself. See if he pulled it off.
Yeah, if you can get that strat done, especially with charge shots, that can save you a lot of time. Also, Skrooger getting the chance for cross bowling, while Captain Doc opens the last tube to Murray at this point. And now also going to kill them too. By the way, so far, Captain Doc being more than 50 seconds ahead of his PB. While Dude is still 6 ahead of his PB. Can't really tell about Straevaras at this point because he doesn't have a split for the setup, and Skrooger being about 15 seconds behind his PB. But so far, pretty good runs for all of ours.
Looks like Straevaras is about breaking even with his personal best, so it could be a pretty good run for him.
Oh.
I think all these players are doing quite well.
Also, we're excusing for lag in our voices. We're trying to fix it so far.
Alright, we have Skrooger with Gravity Suit now. So now Straevaras and Skrooger are going to be joining the dude in. Meanwhile, Captain Duck grabbing the Alpha Power Bombs. He's going to be making his way to the wrecked ship.
And now Skrooger's health looks pretty good, so probably no ship refill from him at this point. Goes directly for his spark, indeed. Oh, Straevaras gets the wraparound shot in no time. That was a pretty fast setup. Going for the gauntlet spark now. Really well done here.
Very nicely done. Has plenty of health to spare, actually.
Yeah. Actually a little bit too much at this point, which is interesting.
You don't see that very often.
Let's see. Oh, the dude getting for a really interesting strat here where you quick drop through this crumble block here, and then you want to basically jump back down, but unfortunately does not get the jump back even though he got the quick drop. That would save quite some time, but it's not that bad if you miss it. Especially since so far, if he gets the ice clip first try, he should have a significant lead over Straevaras, but we'll see.
You're 3 out of 3 for these gauntlet sparks. Beautiful.
Yep. In the meanwhile, Captain Doc opting for remote missiles here with a nice grapple beam strand. So now Straevaras entering Green Brinster again, making ready for the cleanup. Also, Captain Duck getting the ocean missiles here early. Really interesting.
Well, unfortunately, he
Wait,
took
never
a
mind.
dip into the ocean here, while using
never
some
mind.
grapple strats to get across, and ended up in there. It could have paid off for him to go grab those, but it's usually best to grab gravity first, as
Yeah.
your mobility will be, you know, much increased. It looks like he is getting across nicely the second try, so
Yeah.
he'll be on his way to Fantoon.
To get Fantoon, indeed. In the meantime, Straevaras meeting the super adorable Edikins here that we're hopefully gonna see a few more times here during the run.
Could you be implying that these players might save the animals?
I'm implying that if you don't save the animals, this is not an actual 100% run.
I agree. I'm glad somebody's on my side.
Oh, you agree? Nice.
I agree. I always save the animals. I love the animals.
That's actually a surprise. That's a nice change from usual. And yeah. So the dude here in Green Hill actually laying a power bomb there that, for someone who doesn't know the game, seems to be of no use. But in the upper right corner, there is a yellow door that, if you lay the power bomb correctly, will be opened, and he's gonna return there later, and the door will be opened, and that's gonna save him a few seconds there. So now we have Captain Duck versus Fantoon. We're gonna see how this fight goes. Not de-equipping Ice Beam or Spaces, so he's probably go for a Doppler setup here.
But I mean, this combination does do a fair amount of damage, so
Yeah.
he could be considering just going for the straight damage. But we do see him use missiles, so
yeah. Usually you want to, if you go for the charge beam setup, you want to de-equip Ice because you can get more shots in, and that does like totally more damage, but getting for the missile strat here is totally reasonable. Let's see how he does that. He has pretty good health at this point. Doesn't seem too familiar with the Doppler setup, but if he's comfortable with it, especially with his health count, he should be fine.
Yeah, you should be able to get him down in like 4 or 5 rounds at this pace.
Yeah.
So let's see if Skrooger can get this quick drop and jump back up. I'm excited.
Yep. Oh no! Falls back
Oh
down.
no!
Got it initially, that's unfortunate.
Commentator's curse strikes again.
I'm sorry.
Straevaras is setting up a very nice spore spawn skip here and grabbing these super missiles, while the dude has entered Meridia, so Meridia can be a very, very challenging
Captain Duck and Raging Fantoon.
Oh, he was so close to killing him. I thought he was gonna get him.
He's probably a few missiles, so maybe just one off. That's really unfortunate. That's gonna cost him some time.
Fortunately, this is why these players pick up Charge Beam. You can pseudo screw right through those flames.
Yeah, that's something you really need to know, especially if you're new to Fantoon, that just pseudo screwing through the blue frames will keep you from most damage. That's a really useful strat. Going for finishing with a super, but unfortunately misses 2 shots. That's...
Hopefully he can clean it up here. He still has a decent amount of health, so he should be okay.
Yep. Shoots our 2 supers and gets him done.
Very nice.
So now we're gonna see how many health drops he gets. So, because this maybe actually be a really hard spiky room of death for him if he's uncomfortable with that room, and low amount of health doesn't make it a lot easier. So he has 215 plus reserve, so he should be fine. So we're gonna see how he does that room. Farms the atomics here, actually a really nice choice.
Yeah, this is a smart decision. If you're running low on health, especially in a race setting like this, you know, dying is a very bad idea. Especially since we're playing in a pooled style tournament. Your time actually matters a lot for tie breaks and such. And if you if you die, you set yourself back quite a bit. So this is a smart move by Duck.
As we mentioned earlier, you can do whatever strats you want to do as long as you're confident and you're somewhat fast with it. It's definitely better than doing a strat that you're really inconsistent with.
So all these players, everyone else has now entered or is getting close to entering Meridia, and this, in my opinion, is one of the most technical parts of the game because there's just so many strats, especially after collecting Spring Ball. We see Straevaras getting a nice short charge to collect these Main Street missiles. And there's just a lot of items all over, like spread out all over Meridia. We've seen the dude go up to Watering Hole and collecting the ones at the beach, the missiles at the beach, and going to Mama Turtle and all that, as Straevaras is doing now. But there's just a lot of Shine Sparks. There's a lot of Space Jump strats once we get Space Jump and some Spring Ball strats. So.
Dude coming up on Botchwoon now. Gets a really nice one round done here. Very well done.
Here's another big technical part of the game, Botchwoon. Very nicely done.
Botchwoon is not really a technical thing, it's more like a magic thing. Like guessing where his hitbox is today.
And here comes
we're
full
gonna
happy.
See. Good setup. Let's see if he gets it.
Beautiful full happy by the dude. Very nicely done.
Yeah, if Straevaras doesn't get it, this is gonna put him... okay, he did not forget about the missiles right in front of Dragon. I was kind of wondering if he would. But yeah, if Straevaras doesn't get the full happy, that's gonna also put him back quite a lot over the dude. So now, for the dude, we have Dragon here. There are really a lot of strats that you can do for Dragon, especially in 100%. The dude cannot actually grill the shrimp, as you can do with Grapple Beam. But since he has so much ammo, he could just pump everything into Dragon, which is still a really fast strat. Ideally, you want to go for Shine Spark and Axe Factor that up, as the dude is going for it. And acquiring Blue Suit at the end of the fight, and so far this is a really good opening here from the dude.
Yeah, it looks like he's connected with 2 Shine Sparks, looking to get this third one in.
A 2-round. Gets it, and also gets the Blue Suit. Really well done by the dude. That was a really good fight here. Also, his health count at this point is extremely good. Like, this is probably like the last part where it could happen that you have like low health, but there's not really anything for the dude to worry about. In the meantime, Captain Duck returning, going for the spiky room of death again. Getting hit there once, twice, having a little bit of problems there. Fortunately, catering for the platform. Getting hit there quite a lot. His health count is not as good as it should be, but so he'll definitely have to do a ship refill if he wants to go for the Gauntlet's mark. In the meantime, dude getting reversed full half, really nice from him here. But yeah, if dude's playing, if Captain Duck's playing carefully here, especially in the attic, he should be fine. So we'll see about that. Straevaras now coming up on bot 2.
Skrooger not too far behind, so he'll be there pretty shortly, just finishing up the Watering Hole.
Yeah, this is still a pretty close race, I mean. And so far, even though it doesn't seem like it, Captain Duck's also not out of the race yet. There are still a lot of parts that can go horribly wrong for all 3 of the currently leading runners.
A great 1-round fight on Botwoon from Straevaras.
Very well done. Got actually a really hard pattern there, but executes it really well.
Let's see this full halfy.
Let's see. Gets some pretty good wall jumps here. Gets the down grab.
Oh no!
Getting the goop spark into the ceiling. That's unfortunate. That's going to cost him a lot of time there. And definitely going to put him back against the dude who got the full halfy. still, Straevaras with some really solid Colosseum strats here, getting the shine sport, getting the damage boosts onto the spiky platforms. In the meantime,
here is where the dude's route very much,
oh yeah,
diverges from everyone else's. So he is going for this
and
spring
gets
ball
it
clip.
first try.
That was amazing.
Really fast as well. So the thing with the spring ball clip is that it's, is it frame perfect? Is it only pixel perfect? I think it's only pixel perfect.
You have 2
Yeah, and
frames.
it is pixel perfect. And the thing with this trick is, like, the entire route with the spring ball clip saves pretty much about 20 seconds. And if you miss that trick only once, all that time loss, all that time gain is basically lost already. So it's something really hard that can be really rewarding, so it's not something you would expect a free PB off if you would switch. But if you can get it, this is actually a really interesting route. Skrooger with a normal halfie here. Straevaras opting to hit some super missiles into Dragon. Struggling a little bit here with the short charges, that's really unfortunate. Decides to grill the shrimp. If I'm not
Decides
mistaken.
not to, actually.
Decides not to, yeah. I don't know, he looked like he would get the setup, but still
Looks
decides
like he wanted to pick
keep
up
going.
blue suit, I
Yeah.
guess.
It's
And
better.
he gets it.
Yep, well done here. Does not go for spike suit as we saw some other runners do this week. So now, actually Skrooger just starting off his Dragon fight. Getting nice opening. Unfortunately, not all particles of the Shine Spark collects. Gets to the lottery though, which means that Dragon is gonna goop immediately, and he actually gets like the fastest kill you could possibly get on Dragon.
That was a great Dragon fight and
Yeah.
great RNG as well.
So far, all runners getting blue suit. We're gonna see how Stray is gonna utilize that if he actually gets reversed full halfie. Yep, he sure gets it. But now Skrooger and Straevaras are still really close to each other.
And unfortunately, the dude falling down here is losing a little bit of time heading over to Plasma, but he'll get right back up there.
In the meantime, Captain Duck complaining about his wrecked chip in his chat. Still being about more than a minute ahead of his PB at this point. So props to him. Also, just want to mention the dude is 25 seconds ahead at Spring Ball of his PB. So this is a really, really good run for both the dude and Captain Duck so far. Both Straevaras and Skrooger being a little bit behind their PBs, but still really solid runs for them.
Only by maybe 20 or 30 seconds for
Yeah.
each of them, so it's, really solid.
Yeah, we still have some RNG parts coming up, so with good RNG and good execution, this might still change into a PB for all of them. Especially shows that this race is not even close to be over yet.
That's right. We see Captain
Straevaras.
Duck grabbing the wreck ship reserve.
Straevaras, yeah, sorry.
No, go for it. Go ahead.
Yeah, you can see Straevaras going for the intentional strat to get Spring Ball here, which is like the main difference, because at this point you usually have Grapple Beam, which destroys this Crumble Grappling Beam block, and so you don't have to do the Ice Clip. And now we can see our good friend Shaktool, which so far did not get killed.
You spoke too soon.
Oh no! Straevaras underestimating the amount of shots he already put into Shaktool. And I want to say accidentally killing him. I mean, killing Shaktool is like a legit thing, but usually you do that like after you actually got Spring Ball, because you still need Shaktool to clean out all the stuff in the way. But yeah, we have one Shaktool death so far. And which puts Skrooger actually really close behind, because now he just entered Shaktool's room, and if he does not decide to kill Shaktool early like Stray did, this is now even a closer of a race. So yeah, we have Captain Duck here going for the Shine Spark straight up, but going for an extra ship refill. Really wise decision.
Yeah, he's a bit low on health. This is a good opportunity to refill.
And
I like
also
the
you can
choice.
see at his ammo count at this point that this is really an interesting route, because usually if you do old route, if I remember correctly, you have 95 missiles at this point. He already has 120. So in comparison to like a normal old route of 100%, he has like a lot of normal missiles at this point, more than you usually would have. So both Skrooger and Straevaras having Spring Ball now, which is far the best item in the game.
You can do some amazing strats with
Yeah.
Spring Ball.
There are like the most ridiculous strats always with Spring Ball. So
I'm hoping we see some of them soon.
not kill check tool. In the meanwhile, Straevaras going the reversed way through the toilet.
Interestingly, Straevaras only has one super missile, and that could be a problem at some point. We'll have to see how he manages that.
So Captain Duck now with a really interesting route. Like not going for the normal green brimstone cleanup, but instead going down there collecting the last missiles, which are actually called the last missiles because you usually get them last. We're gonna see where his route is going next. So far, we actually have a free route race here, which is really cool to see how all those different routes are going to play out. Yep, Captain
The
Duck's
dude
still...
doing a good job grabbing these crate missiles. That's one that you can definitely forget, so...
Yeah, and getting the mock ball out of crates there. In the meantime, Captain Duck going for... oh, kind of like a reversed way through the cleanup here of criteria, which is really interesting. The dude now collecting the missiles under Ice Beam. And then already opting for Low Warfare.
He's on a very, very good pace.
Yeah. Straevaras showing off how easily and fast the cactac room can be done if you know how to do it. This is something you really want to learn, and it looks always really impressive if you actually get that room that fast with the space jump timing there.
Indeed, and we see the Captain Duck heading deeper into criteria, heading down towards Blue Brinstar, likely going to grab these old Mother Brain missiles and maybe clean up some of the items down in Blue Brinstar.
Also, Skrooger barely being 10 seconds behind at this point. So Captain Duck now going for a blue Brimstone cleanup, as it seems. And the dude still 15 seconds ahead at Lower Norfair Elevator. And now we only got 30 more minutes into the run. So the time is getting closer, and it looks like he's on a really good pace. Let's see if he gets the Spring Ball strat here. The Blue Fireball strat actually gets it, really nice.
Looks really good, yeah. Unfortunately, Straevaras dropping through those crumble blocks. He's losing a little bit of time here, but he should be okay.
We're gonna see if Skrooger gets the strat first try, because that's gonna make the race even closer. Straevaras having really a little bit of struggle there, and now they're actually neck to neck. Being nearly half a second off each other. In the meantime, Captain Duck collecting the Billy Mays missiles, named after Billy Mays.
But there's only one missile in that room.
No, there's even more.
Oh, wait, there's more!
So yeah, the dude showing off Gold Teresa now. Pretty straightforward fight. You just gotta find like the magic spot, which he apparently found, and this fight is basically free. Actually going for a jump strat here. We can speed up a little bit more, giving it more of comfort zone. So yeah, now he's gonna collect Screw Attack, which will make like the entire lower north part a lot easier. Like rooms like the worst room of the game become a lot easier with your skrooger attack because it just deals so much damage, and you can just fly for everything.
It's an amazing item. See, Straevaras getting a really nice spring ball entrance to get these crate missiles.
Yep. Fortunately, skrooger mislaying a power on there, putting him a little behind, but both do. But great thing that both runners do not forget about those missiles, because that's an item you can easily forget about 100%. Like a few items that, like, it happens a lot that runners have like 99%, and this is like one of the reasons that this happens, like one of the most common reasons at least.
It's just so far out of the way. You just often forget that it's
Yeah,
even
and
there.
especially since you have like 3 options, like timing options to get them, it's easy to forget them, and if you think like, oh, I already got them, then you didn't. So yeah, the dude's getting the Mickey Mouse missiles now. Hope he's not gonna fall through those combo blocks here. Which is like the last point where you can like really lose massive amount of times due to item collection and crumble blocks, but he has no problems with that.
So now it looks like Straevaras and Skrooger are going to grab Ice Beam.
In the meantime, Captain Duck Addis brings her cleanup. Also, just want to mention, in the last run, Captain Duck actually forgot the crate missiles we just talked about. So hopefully in this race he will not forget an item. I mean, he found it out really quickly. He made the wise decision to refill at the ship, like right before the end. So he knew that he was missing something. But yeah, hopefully that does not happen to him this time.
And interestingly, he's kind of doing a reverse Brinstar cleanup here, since he did end up coming into this Brinstar area through Blue Brinstar. So he's kind of doing everything in reverse of what everyone else did, which is pretty neat to see.
Getting one of the Kagos. Now in the Metal Pirate room, doing a really nice setup. Does not quite get the shots you want to get, but still a really nice Metal Pirate room here from him. Now going on to Ridley, which cannot really screw you over energy-wise in 100%, and since you have all your weapons and all supers, it's not really a big challenge, but you can still kind of troll you in a speedrunning manner, since you can give you really weird patterns, and you can just lose a bunch of time here due to weird patterns, and sometimes he's just weird. But I think the dude should be fine with some good execution here. In the meantime, Straevaras and Skrooger still being neck to neck, entering the lower Norfair elevator almost simultaneously.
And keep in mind that the dude still does need to defeat Crocomire and collect Grapple Beam and all the items down there after Croc, so it might look that he's really far ahead.
Yeah.
And he might be. I mean, he's been playing really well.
He is definitely ahead, especially since he just had a gold split on Ridley and is now 23 seconds ahead of his PB. But yeah, the actual difference in the runs will only be seen like at the very end, to say the least. So this is still a really open match here.
Yeah, he had a really great Ridley fight there. And we see Straevaras and Skrooger pretty much entering into GT's room at the same time.
We're gonna see hopefully none of them going through the crumble blocks. Getting the missiles without any problem, don't have to go back again, which would lose a lot of time.
You can see Skrooger paying very close attention to those crumble blocks, taking his time. Smart decision.
Definitely. Yeah, this is a really interesting race here between... Well, in fact, it's actually not a race between Straevaras and Skrooger, but it's still really nice to watch them being so close to each other. So Captain Duck being the last one here, getting the Edicum power bombs. Straevaras missing the Shine Spark into the Screw Attack room, so he will not be able to Shine Spark all the way up like Skrooger can. which will cost him a little bit of time, but not too much, since if you can wall jump pretty fast with screw attack, it's not too big of a time loss. Unfortunately, he falls down there. So now
Looks like he
Skrooger
recovers, and Skrooger is joining him in this room.
The dude getting the damage boost of the fireflies here. Really nice. And is almost done with his low and Norfolk cleanup. Only a missile and a power bomb left. And then we're opting to see some real Crocomire fun here. Getting got a few minutes here on the dude screen. So let's hope none of the players falls down for the crumble blocks at Mickey Mouse missiles.
Looks like Straevaras makes it.
Yes, same for Skrooger.
Very good.
So Captain Duck now down with his Brinster cleanup. Now opting to get X-Ray, which is a really interesting choice because usually like most players don't really like X-Ray a lot, like in speedruns, like in non-glitch categories, because it can screw up your muscle memory in a way that you have to use item cancel a lot more, since you cannot just switch over your items to cancel them, because that would kill your momentum if you use the dash button while being on X-Ray, since that's the button that utilizes it. Also, Captain Duck here doing a really nice K-go through that through that gate there. That's something that happens to me a lot, but yeah, that also always looks funny if you get it. Obviously not really good in a time way, but still funny.
And yeah, most players will come back here once they've collected Space Jump, but interestingly, Captain Duck says, no, I'm gonna get X-Ray before all of you. So,
yeah, Captain Duck does it his way, which
yeah,
I really like.
I can appreciate that.
So now the dude can get these Bubble Mountain missiles, which I personally like to forget in my 100% runs. And
Let's
then
check
we're
out these
free
Ridley
for
fights.
Crocomire. Yeah, simultaneous Ridley fights here. I think we're actually going to see here how Ridley patterns can really make a difference here, time-wise. So far, Straevaras have a pretty good opening here.
Straevaras gets him down. Nice fight.
Skrooger still fighting a little bit here, but also gets the jump into the claw. Really nice. Finishes him off. Still, Straevaras and Skrooger being really close. And now you can actually see the dude getting into the area of Crocomire.
How
And
many shots do you think it'll take for him to kill Crocomire now that he has
that
plasma?
that is a good question. I would say 20, but let's count. Okay,
that's one.
That's one. Let's see. So apparently, Crocomire having a lot of fun just backblocking here. Really nice. And just decides to take a nice warm bath in the acid, and it will stay with one shot. Really nice here.
Shoutouts to Straevaras for doing a reverse Kago.
Yeah, that is really impressive.
That was amazing.
Actually getting this in a run, it's really impressive skill here. Putting Skrooger a little bit more behind than he was before. So now there's actually somewhat of a significant difference here, but still everything can happen, especially in this part. For the rest of the cleanup, which is basically really technical movement coming up for the rest of the run for both Skrooger and Straevaras, so we're gonna see how they do that. Meanwhile, Captain Duck collecting the Mama Turtle E-Tank and the Mama Turtle missiles.
And so, for the race between Straevaras and the dude, the race is really to get to this exit of Norfair, the Norfair elevator. Once we see them both hit the Norfair elevator, we'll know who's ahead.
Really nice spring ball, muck ball here from the dude, who's right now at grapple beam 34 seconds ahead of his PB. So, Tyrion can still screw him over, but so far this is a really, really solid run from him. We're gonna see if Straevaras is able to catch up with that.
And Straevaras still does have to collect Norfair Reserve and the Bubble Mountain missiles. So I think that the dude is ahead, but we'll see.
The dude should be really far ahead, especially since he only needs to collect one more missile pack in Norfair, and then he's done with his cleanup. Yeah. Straevaras getting some really nice quick drops there. Meanwhile, Captain Duck starting his cleanup off Meridian. So we're gonna see him coming up on Botwoon really soon. And now the dude collecting his last missile pack off Norfair will not have to return here anymore.
I'm actually really interested to see how Captain Duck handles Botwoon, since he doesn't seem to be using X Factor too much, and right now he has Spazer, Ice, and Wave equipped.
Well, he has 33 super missiles at this point, so even if he just spams them, it's pretty likely that he's gonna make a pretty quick deal out of Botwoon. Maybe not the quickest, but this should still be not too bad a fight for him.
See if that X-ray plays a role. I've noticed that he's actually, item selecting through that X-ray, so it looks like he's pretty comfortable having that X-ray in the mix.
I mean, he's pretty used to it. He has splits for everything, so he is used to that route. If you're used to it and you get the muscle memory, and there's not a point, obviously it's slower, but if you feel comfortable with that, there's really not a point to not do it.
Is it slower, or does he have higher APM because he has to switch through more? Think about it that way.
I want to say both, but yeah, the APM aspect is definitely a thing. So now, the dude actually collecting X-ray as well. Almost done with his item collection job. Only a few more minor things in Retro Brinstar and Skrooger. So now, let's see how Captain Duck handles Botwoon. Gets 3 supers in the first round. Having a little bit of problem there, finding his hitbox. But good for him, Botwoon decides to look out of his hole, which gives him the opportunity for a free shot. And that's pretty much what I said. Captain Duck doesn't seem to be really he doesn't seem to know Botwoon's pattern really well, and doesn't seem to be trained dealing with him, which is perfectly fine at that level of skill. Botwoon is a really hard boss to optimize, but just by the sheer amount of super missiles you have, even if you're a beginner, you should be able to do a pretty quick deal out of Botwoon, which
he was well prepared. He was very well prepared for that fight.
Definitely.
He even went to Aqueduct super missiles and snagged some of those, and he didn't even need them, so...
Yeah. He's still 8 supers, which he can perfectly use for Dragon at this point. But we'll see. Maybe Captain Duck is good for a surprise and we'll get blue suit. You never know.
We could have 4 blue suits. 4 blue suits in this race.
Just having 3 is already pretty insane.
It's pretty amazing.
So now the dude also going for the Billy Mace missiles. while Skrooger just collected X-ray. Straevaras is actually just, I want to say, one room ahead at this point. Or 1.5, so this is still pretty close to race between those two.
But as a reminder, Straevaras is racing the dude.
Yeah.
Only, and Skrooger is racing Captain Duck, so
That's
in
true.
those individual matches...
This is not a four-way race, it's just
right.
nice to actually compare the runners of like equal times.
It is fun. It is fun. Very nice speedball strat by the dude.
Mm-hmm.
And looks like he's charging up a Shine Spark to get a pretty cool strat here in the pit room.
Makes the pit room a lot less annoying, getting that Shine Spark done. Yep, gets it. So now only collecting the old Mother Brain missiles. And then there are only 2 more items to collect, then hopefully he's done. Oh, Captain Duck opting for the grilled shrimp strat, which is one of my favorite strats for killing a boss.
I am a fan of grilled shrimp.
Yep, we're gonna have some tasty deep fried shrimp here in just a second. Yep, there it is, connects to the energetic field. And that's Rip Shrimp. And also just want to mention that Captain Duck so far is about 1 minute and 40 seconds ahead of his PB at Space Jump here, so this is a pretty insane run for Captain Duck himself.
Really awesome run.
Yep. Same also applies for the dude who's just about to collect the last missiles, then opting for G4. Yeah, this were some pretty insane runs so far.
Yeah, all these players really showing their skills today.
Yep. So Skrooger also getting the Shine Spark through the pit room. Still neck to neck with Straevaras here.
Yeah, let's see if he can grab these Criteria Super Missiles without a hitch. It's looking good.
Yeah, sometimes freezing those guys can be kind of tricky if you don't know how to do it, but even then it's like sometimes one of them is just like a pixel off and then it totally blocks you and then you have to either wait or do a start tap, and that can be kind of tricky and kind of annoying to deal with and loses some time obviously. So now the dude just entering G4 being 42 seconds ahead of his PB, which means that so far the dude is on a really, really good course for 121 here in this race. And getting such a massive PB in a race would be, without wanting to jinx it, is like a really big thing. That's nothing you see every day.
It's a really encouraging thing.
Yeah, especially at this top tier of runner, which actually is new route. That's pretty insane. So we'll see how his PB goes. Yeah.
But I guess let's not get ahead of ourselves. He does have some very technical aspects of the game coming up here with the Metroid rooms and the Metroid skip as well.
Yeah, the Metroid rooms generally are just really hard to optimize. Preparing for both the Metroid skip and the stand-up pitch though, well, in the elevator transition. So we're hopefully going to see both here from the dude. And now Straevaras also entering G4, being actually 10 seconds ahead of his PB. Because he had a gold split on X-Ray. Pretty impressive here. So now
not too far behind the dude, actually. But the dude is executing these Metroid rooms beautifully.
Yeah. I assume he will enter the big Metroid room as soon as Straevaras is getting control in Tyrian. So that's a pretty significant lead. And if the dude does not mess up Metroid skip, which we hope he does not, this should be pretty good for him. So now last Metroid skipping jump. So
And
now
Skrooger's
let's...
not far behind. I mean, he
Yeah,
almost has that statue room down. He'll be
now
joining them in Torian.
let's take a deep breath and hope for the dude to get the Metroid skip to make this PB come true.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say take a deep breath and watch as Captain Duck kills Shaq Tool, because that's what I want to see.
Well, we saw one Shaq Tool death so far, a really unfortunate one, but it still kind of counted, I want to say. Dude, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Got the first few jumps, really well done, but then unfortunately missing the last jumps. Not being able to get the cycle on the Metroid anymore, and then losing kind of control. But still, this might very well be a PB, because he was 42 seconds ahead in G4, and Metroid skip, if you fail it, does not lose that much time. So still, really good PB chances, even
We don't even
121
know if
chances
in
here.
his PB he got Metroid skip or not either, so it might still be
That's actually
42 seconds ahead, yeah.
I don't know, can maybe this chat know if he actually got the Metroid skip in his PB?
Here comes Straevaras doing the Metroid skip as well.
Yeah. Which, if he gets it, gets him really close to the dude. Gets the initial jumps.
It's looking good.
Getting his setup.
Very nicely done.
Gets the Metroid skip. GG.
It's definitely making up some time here. And
now we have actually Skrooger just about to start the Metroid skip as well. So we're gonna see if he gets it. Currently, Captain Duck going for Plasma Beam, which will drastically increase his firepower. Good setup from Skrooger here. These initial jumps looks really good. Gets the position, and he's fine.
Very nice job.
The dude having a really interesting Mother Brain 2 fight. Mother Brain 2 does not really seem like she wants to do anything. She's just like stepping back and forward. But
you know,
yeah,
they're just hanging out, having a, you know, it's a mother. Maybe she's just consoling Samus.
So now Straevaras finished off Mother Brain 1 while the dude's setting up for the stand-up glitch, which he should be fine with, since from what I saw with the setup, yep. Is fine now. The only risk that the dude has right now at this point is getting soft block, which is actually a thing with stand-up glitch, but if he trained that and knows what to do and what not to do, he should be fine. But then again, we saw this happening in this tournament multiple times, so let's just hope we're not gonna see it.
Looks like Stray took a little too much damage there, had to go into reserves to get above 700 health. The key here is you want to be above 700 health.
Yeah, there's like a really wide window on how much health you can have, especially with this setup. So now, for those of you who don't know stand-up glitch, you're usually not supposed to stand up here, and as soon as Mother Brain turns into this green-grayish, you can actually deal damage to your last face. And with the current beam the players have, which would be charged plasma, ice, and wave, Mother Brain 3 takes 40 hits till she dies, and ideally you want to get 39 shots in, and then finish her off with a rainbow or a hyper beam. The only thing that can go horribly wrong here is if the Metroid gets stuck in the ceiling if you move badly, or if a shot of charged ice, plasma, and wave is on screen during the transition, but the dude just manages just perfectly, and actually is... I doubt that he got the Metroid skip, because now he's 50 seconds ahead of Speedy.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that is an incredible run here from the dude. Doubt that we're gonna see saved animals from him here because of that massive PB, but this is really
he'd PB if he saved the animals or not, so we'll see what happens.
So,
but I doubt it.
And yeah, we're gonna wait if he got 100%, which I do not doubt at this point, but Straevaras not getting as many charge shots in as the dude did, but still really good stand-up glitch here from him. Skrooger also getting it. We'll see how many shots he gets in. Meanwhile, Captain Duck still continuing his Meridia cleanup, which actually has also a really interesting route in comparison to like the route most people do. So this is just overall a really interesting route we're gonna see here from him.
Unfortunately, he falls through the crumble blocks there, so he has to go back around.
Yeah, Straevaras also now in the escape. No chance, however, to get to the dude who is currently skipping the animals. So we're gonna see a massive PB from him, almost a minute, finishing off with an SRL race time of 1:21:23 on first place here from the dude. GG to him, and congrats on a 57.5 seconds PB. That's massive.
That's smashing
really
your personal best there, and there's no doubt about it. He played so well.
Yeah, this was an excellent run. And I mean, he got this massive PB even with missing the Metroid skip, which was really close to getting it. And just the fact that he got Ice Clip first try, really well done here. And now Straevaras also finishing off his escape, finishing second with an SRL race time of 1:22:07. So we just have less than a minute difference here between the two races here, the dude and Straevaras. So really good job to both of the runners. And now we're just gonna see if they both actually got 100%, which I do not doubt at this point. Captain Duck, in the meanwhile, finished off his Meridia cleanup and now just getting the crate missiles. Does not forget about them like last time. So really good job memorizing this here. And meanwhile, Skrooger defeating his opponent, Duck, and finishing off this race with an SRL race time of 1:22:52. So also really close to the other two participants of the other race. Yeah, this was incredible fun to watch. Unfortunately, no PB here for... Well, actually...
Stray was 4 seconds off of his PB.
4 seconds off of his
Skrooger
PB.
was 36 seconds away. So these players playing, you know, at their best here.
Yeah,
today.
This, especially under race circumstances, this is still really good that you get so close to your PB. If you do it like the dude and actually get a 1 minute PB, this is like insane. This is something that you don't see every time. So we're now just gonna wait for the free percentage counters on the free players here, and really this gives us a chance to watch Captain Duck a little bit closer.
Yeah, GG to all 3 of these guys. They
Definitely.
performed
You guys did
amazingly.
a great job.
So yeah, it looks like Captain Duck is gonna attempt to shine Spark across here to get these missiles. Looks like he gooped it up a little bit.
Also, I just want to mention, according to the group seating, that the dude is actually last in his group, and now finishing off the first in his group by that much is incredible, and just shows how much the dude improved over the practice. This is really insane. So now we got the Deal Force on the dude's side, and we're gonna see
Dear Force!
Deal Force. So item percentage counter on the dude is confirmed 100%. So GG on the dude for this massive PB, and really congrats.
Congratulations, that is amazing.
Nice image here we can see. So now on Straevaras' side we also have a Deal Force. Let's see the item percentage counter.
%100%.
GG to Straevaras.
Very nice.
And now well, not the last time, but for now, the last time, a Deal Force. And we're gonna see if Skrooger got the 100%.
He needs this.
I mean, if he
wants
did
to
not,
defeat Captain Duck.
Captain Duck has still a chance. But we'll see about that. Yep, that's 100% for Skrooger, so GG for winning the race against
Congratulations, Skrooger. That is amazing.
Okay. So now we have
less than 2 minutes separating all three of them. That's incredible.
A really nice race. And also, Captain Duck being still 1.5 minutes ahead of his PB at this point. Here at the GT Supers.
Fun fact, those are the only super missiles in Norfair.
True. And there couldn't have been a better place for him. Having a little bit of trouble finding the magic spot here for GT, but still making pretty good work out of him.
Fortunately, his health is really good here, so
yeah,
the damage is pretty negligible at this point.
He even gets the drop, so there's also just noticing that he has 48 supers at this point, so he confirmed has all supers.
Remember, he has done criteria super missiles already, which would normally be the last super missile pack that you collect. So he's done a lot of the cleanup that you normally do, or that all these other players normally do, but after Ridley, so may not have much to do. I think he may need to do Gauntlet, because I don't think he went up there, but Screw Attack should help him out quite a bit. Definitely. When he heads up there.
Makes Gauntlet really easy, no need to go for the Shine Spark if you feel uncomfortable with that. And yeah, there's generally just way less to do for him right now at this point, since he already did the entire Retro Binster and criteria cleanup. So this may come down to an end way more quicker than we're used to. Now, for now, the Mickey Mouse missiles, hopefully is not dropping down there.
That's a pretty fast strat through that amphitheater room. By him. Right. It's not a very typical. Usually you see people hugging the ceiling there and the stalactites, but that actually went pretty quick.
Definitely. Also, really nice for Captain Doug. I think the last race we were actually not able to see him finish the run, but with his current pace, we are definitely going to see also Captain Duck here ending the stream, which he really deserves. He made a pretty good job so far.
Definitely.
So now we have the final of Lower Norfair coming up, which would be the Metal Pirates and then Ridley, and we're going to see how he does on that. I mean, he has 46 supers, so he could theoretically make really quick, really interesting work out of Ridley, since he only takes 30.
I also want to point out that Captain Duck, with having a split for every single item in the game, called those power bombs of shame Shameburger for his split, because I thought that was an interesting name.
I didn't even notice that. Yeah, Shameburger. That's really some creativity right there from Captain Duck there. But yeah, just having a look at the split is incredible. I can, like, only on the splits I can see so far, yeah, he has only 3 goals. Like, already 3 goals, I should say. So this was a pretty good run for him. Also, the dude, if I remember correctly, he had like 3 goals in his run, so this was a pretty amazing run for those 2 runners in terms of PBing.
And with all these super missiles that we noted earlier, Captain Duck is going to make quick work of Ridley here. Super missiles are actually the fastest way of damaging Ridley. It's the fastest DPS, so...
Definitely. The thing is, usually at this point, you usually don't have these 30 super missiles, but seeing him having actually more than 40 is pretty insane. So there's no use not to utilize them. And now he gets picked up, and the dragon is dead.
Very nicely done.
Also, with the chat speaking about hamburgers looking like power bombs, I'm actually getting hungry. It's really unfortunate. So now, getting the E-tank here in Ridley's room, still being more than a minute ahead of his PB. Really nice.
I think Super Metroid speedrunners like to kind of equate a lot of things to food in these runs. We have, fried shrimp, and we have
all her
exactly.
attacks is fast food. The fried shrimp, yeah.
We're hungry gamers. We're hungry speedrunners.
Indeed. I remember at I think it was HDQ 2013, when Zost was asked what, like there was a donation for Runner's Choice, and instead of donating for like killing or saving the animals, he was like, okay, I'm gonna donate for renaming a certain character in Final Fantasy Mac and Cheese. And someone was like, dude, are you sure you're just not hungry and just want some mac and cheese? And he was like, yeah, I really want some mac and cheese now. So I kind of get the food thing is like all over the place in Super Metroid speedrunning here.
I really think someone was just sitting down with like some fast food when they came up with the naming scheme for
They probably had like a big party with the tax to name everything in the game, and they just ordered like a bunch of fast food. That's probably how it was.
So Captain Duck utilizing that screw attack, taking care of these key hunters swiftly. They do a lot of damage if you get hit by them, so
yeah.
Good on him.
Also some minor red lag reduction if you actually kill them, which is always really nice, even though not a big time save. But it's definitely way more comfortable going through this room than like an 80%. Because these key hunters do a lot of damage, even with Gravity Suit. So now, let's see, what does he actually have left? I could not 100% keep up with what he already got.
According to his splits, he needs to collect this missile, and then he needs to grab the power bombs here in Lower Norfair, and then he needs to grab the Franker Z missile, and then he has 2 items left, which I'm not exactly sure where they are.
Probably Gauntlet?
I thought they would be, but aren't there 3 items in Gauntlet?
Yeah, the next item is Gauntlet E-Tank after the Franker Z missiles.
Maybe he just has 1 split for the 2.
Yeah, maybe
single missiles.
Or maybe like extra splits in Tyrion might very well be, but we'll see.
It's possible.
But I mean, I kind of like the idea, even though I would be too lazy to set up all those splits. just having the possibility to control, like actually knowing where to go without the possibility of forgetting an item. It's actually a really interesting idea, doing this with your splits. Because that way it's rather unlikely that you'll ever forget an item as long as you just use your splits.
Yeah, it's almost like a little walkthrough guide for you.
Yeah.
So making quick work of the 3 musketeers, those key hunters in that room. And now he is on the escape from Norfair.
Actually having not to do anything at all here in Upper Norfair again. He's done with the entire area, so he doesn't have to do the Bottom Mountain cleanup the other runners had to do here. So he can just rush through, get a lot quicker through here, and just rush through to the gauntlet. Which also gives him the option to test how much he actually has. Wait a second, we know he has full supers, and he has 220 normal missiles at this point.
So he's just missing the 1 E-tank and the 2 gauntlet missiles.
Yep,
I think that's
so
it.
That's 100% for Captain Doug, and now he's not gonna. I don't think he forgot a power bomb. That's too unlikely. So that's like pretty much confirmed 100% for Captain Doug here.
I think so.
So we're just gonna see him. Yeah, he should, like, I think Chad is right. He usually refills at the ship. It's just that he knows that he really got everything. But I think at this point it might not even be possible, even though going with only 2 supers into Tyrion is maybe a little bit low. But also really nice, since he already got the Brinster cleanup done, he can go the any percent way back to the ship.
Oh, that's very clever.
Yeah. We really put some thought into that route. Going for the Shine Spark to get all the way up. Pretty nice.
Yeah, I think it would be wise to go ahead and just fill up those super missiles. It'll make your Turian so much faster.
Yeah.
Here, I like the idea of doing that. We'll see what he goes with. I mean, you can still use all those missiles and get through Turian okay, but it's just a bit slower.
Even with the supers, like, getting an optimal Turian is really hard. Getting all those ice shots and the super shots getting timed well and positioned well, that can be really tricky. Okay, so now he's at the refill. Should be good. Yeah, he's fine. He has 50 supers, 50 normal missiles, 220 normal missiles, 50 supers, 50 power bombs. Yeah, there's nothing that could go wrong at this point. He's just gonna get the Gauntlet E-Tank and the Gauntlet missiles, and then he's fine. Hopefully he does not fall down to one of the sides of the Gauntlet missiles, which we already saw happen here, which always sucks. It's really bad if that happens. May not even be that big of time loss in the perspective of like a total 100% run, but it's something that you really don't want to happen just because it sucks and you have to go all the way back over again.
Yeah, and this gauntlet area is kind of annoying to traverse through. Just spikes and acid everywhere.
Also, really interesting fun fact. He actually has the he actually noted the order of the missiles in which he's going to collect the 2 remaining missiles. So he's going to collect the left one first and then the right one.
Let's see if he holds to that.
I mean, if not, this is an invalid round. He has to do it over again because the splits are not accurate.
That's right.
He's actually going for the left first. Interesting.
Gotta respect a guy who knows what he's doing.
Definitely. So now we got confirmed 100% for Captain Doug at this point. So now he's just got a not soft lock if he's gonna go for the stand-up glitch.
But he's on very good pace. He's about a minute and 20 seconds ahead of his personal best right now.
I think it might actually be even more after G4. Well, he forgot to split at G4, but pretty much, well, yeah, at least more than 1.5 minutes ahead of him, ahead of his PB, and he's getting like massive gold splits in this race. Really nice. Okay, so apparently he does not do stand-up glitch, so there's really not a lot that could go wrong here anymore because there's not really a risk of dying here in 100%. So yeah, that's gonna be just a nice Turian cleanup here from Captain Duck, and then we're pretty much good to go. Oh, interesting. Just Captain Duck having the time to type in the speed gaming channel and says that he doesn't even go for a Zebetite skip, so that's interesting.
Well, you got all those missiles and super missiles. Might as well use them.
That's true. I mean, you only need like 8 normal missiles if you fire them really quickly, and then like over the course of the entire section, you maybe lose like 11 seconds. So that's like really not that big of a time save in 100% at least. I mean, in any percent, it's kind of necessary, but in 100%, if you only do 100%, there's really not a point to learn it that early because it doesn't save that much time.
Right. Barely freezing that Metroid in the second room there, but getting through okay.
Yeah, and with all the supers he has, it's just, he can just rush through here really well. Getting actually a really nice third Metroid room here. Freezing them almost ideally here. Really well done here.
Oh, great grouping strat, yeah.
Yeah, I like that a lot. It's very simple, but really effective strat if you get it down. So now we're gonna see Captain Duck damaging himself down on the blue sidehopper here. I wonder if he's gonna go for a Crystal Flash refill or if he's gonna go for the actual health refill. Because he has all the ammo he needs.
He does, he does.
And yeah, like chat is correct, he might actually go with his current pace, might actually have a really good chance on a sub 150, but we're not gonna curse it yet. There's still some stuff that could go wrong. But so far, at least really good chances for him. Okay, he's going for the health refill.
That's a safe way to do it. You know, if something wrong happens with the Crystal Flash, that could just knock your whole run out. And when you're on such a good pace, you don't want to lose that.
There's not really a point. I just love this route though. This is a nice change from the usual stuff you see. Especially since we had old and new route on the other participants, this was just an overall really fun 4-way race. Or let's say 2 times 1v1 race. To seeing all these different routes and how they like turn out in the end.
Yeah, it's very refreshing to see the creativity of the community.
Yep. Also using supers here on the Zeb, which is a really smart choice because this is actually a lot faster and he has like all of them.
Yeah, it only takes 4 supers to knock out one of the Zebetites, so it's actually pretty effective here.
Yeah, also making pretty good job here with MB1, just firing all these supers in. Really well done. Starting off MV2 actually with supers. Want to spend all of those. Really nice.
As we mentioned earlier, it's a very quick way of doing DPS, doing damage here, so
Well, actually,
it's very effective.
yeah, it is effective, but I honestly don't know how it behaves with Mother Brain since Ridley only takes, I don't know, doesn't MV2 take 60 supers while Ridley only takes 30?
Oh, true, because Ridley is weak to supers and he does
Yeah.
take double damage.
But still, either way, damaging himself down here really nice.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting
And-
through this pretty quickly,
Yeah,
regardless.
make sure not to overdamage yourself, and then pretty much done with MV2, and then free to just watch the cutscene and have a good time finishing off MV3 and then just escaping.
Yeah, it looks like he is definitely on pace to PB here.
Let's see. So his Mother Brain split is at almost 150. Let's see. Also, chat discussing about the evolution of Metroids. If I may join in, Metroid Prime only got that big due to the influence of Phazon, which kind of changed his genetic code, making him mutate, so that's not really a valid argument, if I may join that discussion. In the meanwhile, we'll see how Captain Duck dislikes, like, kind of the intended way if you don't do stand-up glitch. So, Baby is just getting killed the normal way, and then he's soon gonna get the Hyper Beam, which will finish off Mother Brain rather quickly.
Yeah, he's going for a pretty safe strat here. If you just sit in the corner, stand in the corner, and you just shoot diagonally upwards like he's doing here, you can get a lot of shots on Mother Brain without any retaliation, so
Yeah, this is
it's
really
a very
solid
safe
strat.
strat.
So, apparently Duck is also gonna kill the animals, so we actually have not a single animal save in this entire race, which is really unfortunate. Also, Duck being 1 minute and 28 seconds ahead of his PB, so this is gonna be massive for him.
This is huge. It's a
Well,
big
he
deal.
wouldn't lose to his PB to the animals because the animals would never take that long. But yeah, I guess if you have that massive of PB, it's understandable if you don't want to save them. At least
As
for
much
few
as I
people.
love the animals, I can respect, you know, how well he's played in this run,
Definitely.
and if he wants to grab that awesome PB.
We saw some great plays here on this race. And I mean, still the same applies for Captain Duck that applies for the dude. Just getting in race circumstances such a massive PB is just incredible because of all the pressure and like the extra nervosity is like huge. That's like really impressive.
And even Straevaras and Skrooger, you know, came very close to their own PBs. This is a
Yep.
top-notch play.
Yep. He's just jumping right over them. Which means that they obviously still will be safe because they have a secret spaceship, but we're just not gonna see them because we're gonna escape on the backside. But anyways, GG to Captain Duck, finishing off with an SRL race time of 1 minute 15 and 11 seconds.
GG,
Finishing-
Captain Duck. Very nice run.
Yep, actually getting a gold split on that final split. Oh, but barely misses the sub 150. New PB of 150.02, but that has potential. Next run will be the sub 150, I believe.
I believe.
Okay, so it's actually kind of getting close with the speed gaming schedule, so while we're waiting on Captain Duck to get the confirmation for 100%, which we basically already have, let me go through the upcoming things here on this channel. So
It
right
does look
after,
like the DKC2 match that was scheduled here has been canceled,
oh
actually.
really? Okay,
Yes.
well
So
then,
we have a little bit of breathing room, but
okay, so no problems there. Well, anyway, since that's cancelled, let's go to the good stuff. No, sorry, I did not just say that. Um, we have some more 100% races here in... Wait, give me a second. There we go. Okay,
I
so the
believe in an
upcoming
hour.
matches. Yep, in an hour we have... Okay, so we actually have another double race here at 9 p.m. Eastern. We have Nintoaster versus Pulsemore from Group Spark, and we have Leodox versus JC87 from Group Great Jet Skis. Both commentary will be with you, Alucard, and Cerberov. And, well, that's basically it for today. Tomorrow we have at 10 a.m. another race with Behemoth and Ninja Cloud. Behemoth, another very skilled placer, but yeah, the two 9 p.m. races should be very interesting, and if you like this race, you should definitely consider checking that out, even, like, especially since my good friend Alucard here is going to do more commentary on that.
I'm really excited for it. Just really pumped. So let's just check it out and see Captain Duck's glorious 100% here.
Make your dear forces ready in the chat, guys. Well, actually, let me come up with something else than dear force, just for the purpose of this incredible race. Yeah, that should work. And we have a wonderful duck gif here on Captain Duck stream.
That's hilarious.
Okay,
Somebody's
now,
got to do the paperwork.
right? And of course, it's gonna be the duck. Okay, now. Duck Force? There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Duck Force, right? That's what I call community.
Everyone predicted.
Yep. And there we are. This duck just popping in.
It's so hilarious, yeah.
Yep. We have 100% for Captain Duck. GG.
GG,
Really
Captain
impressive run for Captain Duck here, for all the runners. So yeah, that's that from our side. As we said, make sure to check out the race at 9 p.m. if you're interested in that. Well, do you have anything more to say?
I'm just excited for the 9 p.m. race. And again, congratulations to all the racers here. Definitely toss them each a follow because they very much deserve it for their excellent play here today.
Definitely.
And
All
thanks
of
for
them
joining
great
me on
guys.
commentary, Ponk. It was awesome commentating with
I
you.
really enjoyed commentating with you as well. Well, yeah. And well, I'm out then. And I'll see you guys around.
See you guys next mission in an hour.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed Super Metroid. It's going to be back in 1 hour at 9 p.m. Eastern. If you wanted to see Donkey Kong, that is going to be coming up. Not that match, but more Donkey Kong is going to be happening at 11 p.m. tonight.
See you guys next mission in an hour.
Going on. Uh-oh.